What's up, guys? It's Robert again. Super cool episode lined up for you guys. We have Nyjah Huston's car finally done with the Supercharger kit installed. We took it for a test drive and this thing's pretty scary. Even though it's four-wheel drive, it was getting pretty sideways, or wanting to go sideways. So we're gonna have Nyjah come over, check it out. He hasn't seen the car in about, I'd say like 4 weeks. So very excited to show him the car. We're gonna go for a test drive, talk about the car a little bit, and then we're gonna go straight to VF again to do the dyno to get the final horsepower numbers. Do you remember what it looked like? So like we had to take all this stuff out, obviously. The bumper was off. See that carbon piece back there? We had to cut it for the pulley, but that's standard. Yeah. But just to get to that, we had to like move so much stuff. But
it looks like there's way less stuff in there now.
It looks like it because the stock manifold's big. Yeah. So now it's got this tiny manifold.
So it's kind of just like just saving a bunch of room without. It's just like a bunch of extra room.
It's just better overall.
Yeah. I feel like there was like shit everywhere before, but it just wasn't even necessary, huh?
Yeah, it's just a big plastic box.
Yeah. So I'm hyped.
When did you get this car?
18.
Oh wow.
Or 19. So.
Was it like your first supercar?
Like 7 years ago, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first one.
I figured it was like, you know, because it was a minute. Edgar was saying you had it for a minute, and then you never drove it because you've been. Yeah. What's your other car?
I was like hyped on it for a while, and then as soon as I got my Lambo, I like didn't drive it as much.
You had a Lambo?
Yeah.
All right, guys, real quick, we'll get back to the video in a second. Just wanted to thank you guys for watching the video. Our friends have come to the shop, and you know they've suggested that we start a YouTube channel to see what's going on behind the scenes, and we're fortunate enough to work on a lot of cool cars. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, anything that you guys would like to see more of, please put that down below in the comments, and always like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Back to the video. Which one?
The Ventador.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Back like 3-4 years ago. And then yeah, this thing was just sitting around for so long.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
That makes sense.
I always knew I wanted to keep it though, just because mainly it sticks. So
yeah.
It was like I always wanted to have it like keep a stick car.
Edgar told me a story about this car in the canyon.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to talk about what happened there?
Those were, you know, I'd rather not, but
okay.
Those were the beginner driving days.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it right now. I'm gonna bring it outside and then head out to VF. All right, let's get Nyjah. So Nyjah's gonna drive the car. It's the first time he's gonna drive the car, so let's see what he thinks. And we'll be straight on the way to VF. We're a little bit late, so hopefully they don't mind, but we'll get the car on the dyno and see how much power it's actually making.
When's the last time you drove this car? Probably like almost 6 months. And even before that, I wasn't driving it much, so I'm stoked to drive it. Fucking fast. I need that. I need all the power.
All right, guys, we made it back to VF. Nyjah drove the car for the first time, so What did you think? It's kind of hot outside, right?
Yeah, it was pretty hot in there, but man, I definitely felt the power, big difference. I've had this car for so long, so I've been waiting and needing that more power, man. I'm ready for it.
So what do you think, Nick?
Excited to get it on the dyno, check it out. We're gonna data log it to validate it, check all the parameters, use our laptop and scan the car and make sure it's running to spec.
Okay, awesome, let's do it.
Feels pretty good. No issues. Yeah, feels. We just logged it. We're gonna look at the log. The default code was for fuel pump delivery. So I just realized it's got about 60,000 on it, miles. So sometimes fuel pumps need a refresh. Could be just that. It's not abnormal. The in-tank fuel pump works the hardest. It's one of the hardest working.
So I might just need one of those.
It's not the first time we've seen or heard that.
Yeah, I think I might have replaced it once before. Yeah, I think. Like I remember taking it to the dealer and I'm saying something about that. Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought it was like this big.
Dude, it's like as tall as the plane was as tall.
What? Oh, the only thing that burnt was that when I was in, I had to get
The black piece?
Yeah. Everything else is good.
Dude, I thought you said I thought it like caught fire, like fire.
Weird chromish, like.
Yeah. You don't like that?
Kind of
I
weird.
think those wheels are whack.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
All right, so they did a data log on the street. So the car has 60,000 miles on it. When we had it, we test drove it for maybe 7 miles. Really hard 7 miles. We ripped first, second, third, but the car's so fast, there's nowhere really to go up to redline in fourth. So Nick, as earlier, like he said, he's gonna redline it in fourth on the dyno. So right now, they're also diagnosing whether the fuel pump in the tank is just kind of old. It's getting worn out because the car has 60,000 miles, probably driven really hard. So, you know, that's what Nick's doing right now. Hopefully we get another dyno pull. And another thing, it's very hot in here. I don't know if you can tell I'm sweating, but that doesn't help with dyno numbers. But we'll see what Nick has to say.
Here's the horsepower.
Yep.
Stock is around 475, 480. Supercharged is normally 600, but you can see it's leveling off at 600. It normally will make 640. So we can see in the logs, and basically the dyno is stopping short. That's why you've got this funny graphic. It's expecting to go way past, but it's stopping early. So the power is flattening off sooner than it should. Normally it would just carry on.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to recommend that StudioRSR put in a new intact fuel pump.
Yep.
It's not a big job.
Yeah.
On a car this mileage, it's not unusual. It's good for preventative measure, also good housekeeping.
Yeah.
And
Cool,
then put it in, come back and we'll rerun it, make sure it's tip top,
Yeah.
and then give it back.
Well, I like it. I like the high numbers. The higher the better, you know?
All right, guys, so we did the dyno on the R8. Nyjah, obviously, you know, he understands that the car has 60,000 miles. We're gonna get a new fuel pump in there.
Yeah.
The car made like 600 horsepower, but it's supposed to make how much? 640.
640.
So.
We need that extra 40.
Yeah. So So we'll get the new fuel pump in there and then head back over, Nick, if that's okay with you.
I think so.
Yeah.
The data logs on the dyno showed that the fuel pump's not making the pressure at the top, the last 2,000 RPM.
Yeah.
That's really where the power is building and peaking.
Yeah.
And the dyno curve shows that. So once you get that changed, we'll get it back on.
I've never seen a dyno look like that, actually. You know, right at the end, it's just
Tapering off.
like, yeah. So,
Sick.
yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we need all that power. Next time. We're getting all.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, I actually want to see it too. Bro, is that Supra? The BMW. Yeah. Might have to upgrade the wheel on this thing, boys. Sounds like fun. Thing's cute.
All right, guys, so Nyjah just bounced, but real quick, so the next stage for the car after we fix the fuel pump issue and come back to a final dyno, the car is getting a prior design wide body. So he's trying to decide on the color, the wheels, different carbon accents, some other few things on the car that we'll show you. But once he makes a decision, we'll go over to try to make a rendering if possible, and then move on to that stage. So stay tuned. We're gonna shoot a little bit of the dyno to see the final numbers when the fuel pump's in. But yeah, super stoked. Stay tuned, guys.